Shalom Havarim, James Trim here, and today I want to talk to you about the first 4 verses of Romans chapter 7. Are we freed from the Torah? Or maybe we're freed by the Torah? The answer might surprise you, but before we get going, I need to ask you to please donate to support this work. We do need your help. My wife was in surgery yesterday, and our copay for that was more than we were told it was going to be. I also need to pick up a pain medication for my wife. I really need to pick it up today, no later than tomorrow, because she only has one more dose left. Unfortunately, this particular pain medication is slightly over $400, and that's our cost after insurance. On top of that, we have a $690 shortfall in our account pending tonight. We need to raise at least $690 just to keep our account from going in the negative and creating a cascade of returned items and fees. So with all that, just please, if you can possibly donate, any donation helps. Any donation is better than no donation. No donation is too small, and maybe you can help with a larger amount to help us with some of this. So you can donate by sending donations by PayPal to donations@wnae.org. That's donations@wnae.org, or by clicking on the donate link in the video description. Okay, also I want to ask everybody to please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the notification bell so you'll get notified when new videos come out. Let us know what you think about this video in the comments, and participate in the discussions in the comments section. And some of those comments, by the way, give me ideas for new videos. All right, and share this video with your friends on social media, Facebook, in relevant Facebook groups, on X, any other social media you participate on, and email it to your friends. That'll help us get the message out to more people. Okay, so in the King James Version, Romans chapter 7, verses 1 through 4 says, "Know you not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law hath dominion over a man as long as he liveth. For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband so long as he liveth. But if the husband be dead, she is loosed from the law of her husband. So then, if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is free from the law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. Wherefore, my brethren, you also are become dead to the law by the body of Christ, that you should be married to another, even to him who is raised from the dead, that he should bring forth fruit unto God." Now, the problem with this translation, the King James Version is an English translation of a Greek translation, and the book of Romans was originally written in Hebrew or Aramaic. And we actually have an ancient Aramaic text of the book of Romans called the Peshitta. And the Peshitta is a revision of an older Aramaic version called the Old Syriac. But we don't have the Old Syriac for the book of Romans. We just have the Peshitta. And may well be an Aramaic translation of an original Hebrew. Okay? And what I'm going to tell you today, by the way, would apply in Hebrew as well. Hebrew and Aramaic are very similar languages. Moreover, I think there's good evidence that if Romans was originally written in Hebrew, that it was written in Hebrew, translated into Aramaic, and then translated into Greek, so that our Greek version is still a translation from an Aramaic, I won't say original, but an Aramaic predecessor. Okay, so the Aramaic in the, has in the phrase where our English says she is freed from the law, okay, the Aramaic word for from is min, mem nun, min. This word can mean from or by. It can mean from or it can mean by. So it can mean from, and but it can mean by. It can mean from in the sense of by way of. Okay. There's a good example of this in Mark chapter 1 verse 9, where we read, "And it was in those days that Yeshua came from Nazareth of Galilee, or Nazareth of Galilee, and was immersed in the Jordan, or in the Jordan, by Yochanan." And everybody would agree that Yeshua was immersed by Yochanan. And this is by in the sense of by way of. He was immersed by way of Yochanan. But the Aramaic word there is min, which could also mean from. He was immersed in the Jordan from Yochanan, but that doesn't. That's not the way we would say it in English. We would say that he was immersed by Yochanan. In the same way, we would say that she is freed from the law, or freed from the Torah, or she's freed not from the Torah, but by the Torah. So Romans chapter 7 verses 1 through 4 really should say, "Or do you not know, my brothers, for I speak to the learned ones of the Torah, that the Torah has authority over a man as long as he is alive, as a woman who is bound by the Torah to her husband as long as he is alive. But if her husband dies, she is freed by the Torah from her husband. And if, while her husband is alive, she has intercourse with another man, she becomes an adulteress. But if her husband dies, she is freed by the Torah, and she is not an adulteress if she marries another. And now, my brothers, you also are dead to the Torah in the body of the Messiah, that you might be married to another who arose from among the dead, that you might bear fruits to Eloah." Now, we may do a future video on some of the rest of chapter 7, and we did a whole video series going through the book of Romans in which we did cover this. But I wanted to cover it here in this separate short video. So we are not freed from the Torah. And Romans chapter 7 in context is not talking about being freed from the Torah. In fact, Paul goes on to say that the Torah is holy, just, and good. We are not freed from the Torah. We are freed by the Torah. And the whole subject of, if you truly understand Romans 7 and 8, is our being freed by the Torah. Okay? All right. So again, I want to ask everybody to please donate to support this work, and you can do that by clicking on the donate link in the video description, or sending donations by PayPal to donations@wnae.org. Until next time, everybody, shalom.